Where are you going? Can you come here for a second? I can't talk. A minute.
Okay. I'm going to find somewhere to stay.
Sawdudes, welcome back to the #1 YouTube channel in the entire world. Today's video is a very special video because we are going to be talking about Asuelu and Kalani because they recently broke up, you guys.
Shut the front door!
As I'm sure a lot of you know, Kalani and Asuelu recently broke up because he still sends a lot of money to his toxic family members.
Your wet suck. All the best in the future. And you know what? I send money in my family because I love my family. I love everyone. I love your YouTube. Thanks so much. Choo!
The main family member that Asuelu sends money to is his mother that he also kisses ever so passionately. Well, it just got awkward in here. That was a very passionate kiss. That kiss was so passionate that Debbie and Colt are extremely jealous. Yo, dude, what in the Cersei Jaime Lannister did I just witness? You guys watch Game of Thrones? I do too. They ruined the last season, though.
Talking facts.
In one of my last videos, I put out on the internet arguably one of the greatest live performances of all time. And at the end of this groundbreaking performance, I called out Asuelu and challenged him to a dance-off. And guys, it's been about a week or two, and he still hasn't replied to me. If I seem a little bit off in this video, it's because I was looking forward to my dance-off with Asuelu. I'm a showman. I want to put on a show for you guys, for all my wet socks out there. And you know, it's a global pandemic. We're all bored. This year sucks. And I thought this would be a way to liven and spice things up, but he's clearly scared to have a dance battle with me. It's a shame. Well, that's enough talky-talky. I'm a bit of a chatterbox. Now let's look at the 90 Day Fiancé tell-all because so much has happened. So feel free to kick back, relax, grab some snacks, and we're going to be reviewing what happened on the tell-all together as a family. Greg Higgins, roll the clip.
Today we are together and we're living together, but we aren't anywhere near where we used to be when we were first together. We're just like in a really rocky place right now.
Okay, so clearly from this, Kalani and Asuelu are not in a good place in their relationship. They say that they're together right now at the time that this is filmed.
What are the things that you keep arguing about?
We keep arguing of me go play volleyball and go my dance practice.
So clearly Asuelu's been watching a lot of Haikyuu, great anime by the way, but I think he's spending too much time playing volleyball with his friends, and Kalani's really upset about this because Kalani feels like he should be spending his time with his family and working and not, you know, a lot of free time playing volleyball with your homies. I get that he wants to play and it's good for him socially, and don't get it twisted, I don't think there's anything wrong with Asuelu having fun with his friends and playing volleyball, but you really need to prioritize your time, especially when you have a family and kids. Clearly, if you've watched the show, you've seen that Asuelu is very childlike. Yeah! He's very immature for his age, and he likes to play volleyball with his friends and goof off, and he's just kind of like coasting through life. The problem is that they have 2 kids together.
I fucking hate kids.
And it's like you can't really justify the time you're putting in with volleyball and your friends. It's good to be social and everything, but I feel like right now you should focus on work and your family because you're struggling here in the United States.
And why do you guys argue about playing volleyball?
Because I'm not going to play volleyball for one day. I'm going to play volleyball like except Sunday.
Every day except Sunday.
Okay, Asuelu's clearly keen on playing volleyball every day except Sunday.
Volleyball, anyone?
Honestly, this couple, Kalani and Asuelu, feel to me like a never-ending condom commercial.
A condom that will turn a different color if bacteria from a disease or infection is detected.
Like, I'm so happy that I rub her up.
In the middle of the pandemic.
Oh, that's a lot, yeah.
And he told me, oh yeah, I'm wearing a mask. And then he would accidentally send me videos of him playing without a mask. So then I'm like, okay, you're lying about even being careful.
Yikers, Asuelu isn't even wearing a mask when he plays, guys. Not gonna lie, it would be annoying to wear a mask, but I feel like you gotta do it. It's a global pandemic, dude. You got a family and you got little kiddos, man.
Man, them kids, bro.
It's also irresponsible on Kalani's part to keep your virginity and then go to Samoa and lose your virginity to the dumbest dude in Samoa.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
Maybe don't lose your virginity or don't have kids with guys like that don't have goals or anything. It's irresponsible.
And Asuelu, what sort of dance classes have you been taking?
I'm one of the dance instructor here, so we dance and get paid.
The money that you're earning, are you using to pay your family's bills or are you sending it back
to like your mom and your sister?
I'm using that money just for here in our household.
And Asuelo just made it clear that the money he is earning from his job, he is using for his family. That means Kalani and the children. He's using for his primary family. That's what he just said. Let me show you all the amenities for channel members. First, we got for all channel members custom badges and emojis handcrafted digitally in the United States of America. It's no secret that right now times are tough for Americans, but you know who doesn't take jobs away from Americans? The patriotic Your Wet Sock. 'Cause I'm proud to be an American. Still not impressed? Okay, that's fine. Let's talk about live streams. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about live Q&As with your boy, preferably over cocktails. These live Q&As are going to happen all the time, and it's going to be good vibes. I'm going to crack open a beer and answer all of your wildest questions, but no butt stuff, alright? Because I have a reputation to uphold as a good Texas Christian, okay? You will gain access to never-before-seen videos. Example of these videos include categories such as vlogs, documentaries, mood bombs, whatever I feel like making in that moment. Wait a second, exclusive content. Are we starting to vibe? That's a good perk. What are we thinking about that? Thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I really love making videos for you guys, and this helps me so much because a lot of my videos get falsely copyrighted by TLC, that's the T. And while at the same time, some people threaten to sue us for literally no reason. Well, that's enough talky. I'm so happy you guys are here, and thanks so much for supporting me. Big up. Love y'all.
Do you feel that it is okay that he's giving these dance classes because it helps to pay the bills in the house?
I feel like it's not really necessary. It doesn't really bring that much money in, so to me it would be better for him to just stay home.
Yikers. Okay, I guess being a tribal dancer is not making that much money in Utah. I would assume.
How concerned are you that your parents will become infected?
That was one of the reasons why I initially sent him to his mom too, was because my mom has a pre-existing heart condition.
She would be definitely at risk.
I find it so strange that the entire time Kalani's saying this, Asuelo is just staring into the camera like this. Like, you just look in his eyes and it's almost like a shark's eyes. Like, they're just lifeless. I feel like this guy just wants to move back to Samoa, and I think he should move back to Samoa. And as for the social distancing thing, clearly this guy doesn't think about that kind of stuff. He doesn't think about a lot of stuff. So I think it's actually better for him to go back to Samoa, and they should just break up, because at this point I think Asuelo is dead weight.
You have to be very concerned about your son-in-law, Lisa, going out every day and playing sports around a lot of people. How do you feel about it?
So Sean, the host of the 9 Day Fiancé Tell-All, that should be replaced by Your Wet Sock because I'm a better host, let's be real. Sean asked Kalani's mom and sister what they think about Asuelo going and playing volleyball with his friends and being around a lot of people during a global pandemic. And Kalani's mom says that he is just irresponsible and he doesn't consider other people and he doesn't think about others, only himself.
I don't know what's the difference of me go play volleyball and me and her go in like a supermarket where...
You're stupid.
Hey. You know what the real problem is with the situation? I'll tell you guys what it is right now. The host isn't Samoan. Asuelo's just checked out. He doesn't care. He wants a Samoan host, Sean, and you're not Samoan. You can't ask this guy anything.
But when you do an essential trip like groceries, you're not hanging out, you're not congregating. You're going through the place, getting what you need, and you're
still around other people.
Yeah, it's an essential risk.
Yeah, Tanya's got a good point, Asuelo. Going to the grocery store is essential for you to buy food and provisions for you and your family. Going and playing volleyball with your friends and playing touch butt is not essential to anyone.
You idiot.
Not even doing a good job of providing for your family, so you're making more time to go and play volleyball with your homies? Like, what? No, if anything, you should double down and work harder to give your family a better life. I feel like Kalani's dad didn't threaten you enough.
Do you think that not listening to your wife causes like some friction and some fights, and then those like go into other things?
I listen to her a lot, but it's not fair for she didn't listen to me.
Okay.
Okay, to be fair, I feel like Andre and Elizabeth are not the people that should be confronting Asuelo about this. You're telling me you're going to have Andre and Elizabeth talk to Asuelo about wearing a mask when they don't wear masks in Tampa, Florida. When they went to supermarkets, they weren't wearing masks and they were vlogging the whole thing. They were having their little daughter touch everything without a mask on. Are you kidding me? These are the people that are going to confront Asuelo about it? Okay, bet.
When I'm grown up, if you sniff the milk and if you open it and you sniff it, some people come, it's bad. So
I think that's just superstitious.
Nobody can.
Yo, Elizabeth, sick input, dude. We all believe that sniffing milk makes it go bad. Like, yeah, duh, it's superstitious.
That's the prime example where I tell him, please don't go to volleyball, so he won't listen because I don't listen to him about not sniffing milk.
Right.
The moral of the story is it's more important that
You don't sniff the milk because the milk might go bad, but it's okay to go out around a zillion people during a pandemic. That's the moral of the story.
Yo guys, too much talking about sniffing milk.
Stop doing drugs.
I don't know why we're talking about this much, you know? So after they were talking about smelling milk and making it go bad, Kalani's sister says that Asuelo shouldn't call her sister a bitch when she's confronted. They should have open dialogue and conversations. But I guess Asuelo is a bad communicator, so when he's backed up against the wall, he just starts calling everybody bad words. So
come on. Let's just finish. It's gonna be my turn to be your family bitching at me, so I'm gonna have to do that next, so you do your part first.
So Asuelo gets really offended about what Kalani's sister said, which he didn't even say anything bad to this dude. He's just really immature and doesn't know how to communicate. So like a kid, he wants to take off the headphones and he wants to go away and run away back to Samoa. I wouldn't be surprised if he pulled the same thing as last time when he went to the bus station, rode the bus around for a little, got lost, and then called his wife to come pick him up. But he didn't tell her where he was right away, so she went to a bunch of different bus stops and then finally found him on the third time. So it's like, dude, you're wasting everybody's time, you know?
I know that this isn't how she wanted things to be, but it takes more than one person to make something work.
So what do you know, after Kalani's mom tries to get through to Asuelo and calmly tries to tell him what he's doing wrong, he gets up and leaves because he's very immature. And it's almost like they don't feel like they're a married couple. It feels like Kalani is his mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like she takes care of 3 boys. There's the 2 boys and then there's Asuelo, the 3rd boy. And like, the little kids are going to view him as an older brother because there's no backbone. He's not a dad. He's just fun and he wants to play volleyball all the time with his friends. He's not good at any responsibility. And Asuelo's go-to defense is that it's not the same culture and he comes from a different culture. I'm willing to bet that he was a lazy bum in Samoa too.
Please remain stationary. A service bot will be here to...
And I feel like, Kalani, you're not blameless either. You had 2 kids with this irresponsible guy, and I feel like you should have discovered that. Like Christopher Columbus, you should have discovered what Asuelo is really like before you had babies with him. What's the point of saving your virginity and saving till marriage or whatever you were doing, and then losing your virginity to this loser, and then you have kids with them, and now you're in this situation? It's so dumb and careless and irresponsible. So after Asuelo walks away, Kalani has to play a really fun game called Let's Go on a Field Trip and Find Asuelo. Where's he hiding? Did he go and play volleyball with his homies again? What's he doing? Yo, Kalani, hate to break it to you, bro, but he dipped out. He actually has a game of volleyball with his homies, and that's more important than doing the tell-all with you, even though you guys are getting paid, and you guys got a career from 9 Day Fiancé, and it was actually a way for you guys to make money via social media. He doesn't really prioritize that, but you know what he prioritizes? Volleyball with the homies.
Gentlemen, our way of life.
Say whatever you want about my boy Asuelo, but he's been on his volleyball grind, guys. You should see his sets. They're so nice these days. Like, he doesn't even need to look anymore. He can just, like, behind the back set. You know what I mean?
Why do you think Asuelo got very upset when your mother said that?
Because he can't handle any form of criticism.
Do you think he's coming back, Kalani?
So I don't think so.
I don't know what happened to my son. I don't know what kind of thinking he has.
I find it pretty strange that Asuelo's mother says she doesn't know what happened to her son. I think she knows perfectly well what happened to her son. You raised him thinking his entire life's goal was to make money for you. Then you gave your son your blessing to marry Kalani because you thought that he could sponge off Kalani and her family and send money back to you. You manipulated and bossed around Asuelo his entire life, and it resulted in him being very immature, especially emotionally. He doesn't know how to communicate. He can never get a read of the mood. He's very immature for his age. This is because of your parenting or lack of. Guys, who are we trying to kid here, honestly? Asuelo's mother even stated that she doesn't care about her grandchildren. She only cares about Asuelo coming back to Samoa with her and making money for her to take care of her for her life. Asuelo's mom certainly doesn't care about Kalani nor her grandchildren. This is a very selfish woman, a very selfish family, and the best thing he can do is cut ties with them.
I'm not judging him for walking out. That's how he felt. He left. That's not my business.
I think his emotions get the better of him, and
he doesn't know how to handle it or express it or process it. You know, and I really feel you, Kalani. I really resonate with a lot of that.
I think my favorite thing about the tell-all is that all these shitters get to, like, give criticism for each other's relationships. You know what I mean? Like, they're already failing in their relationships, but they get to criticize everybody's.
hypocrites.
I find that so entertaining because they're all like really flawed and they all like have their little critiques and everything. My favorite thing is that Debbie said that Asuelo is a weenie, yet she raised the biggest weenie of all time. Colt's the biggest weenie I've ever seen. Colt literally hits up Brazilian girls, waves the citizenship card over their head in order to them.
Allegedly.
And then has his mom chase them away. That's the biggest weenie move I've ever heard of in my life. Asuelo's sister chimes in and this is what she has to say about the situation.
I'm thinking that for Kalani, she really needs to step up and talk to him like what to do and in their relationship. Like I really want her. If she can, then it's time for them to separate.
Yeah, I don't agree with Asuelo's sister Tammy at all. Basically what she says is that Kalani needs to approach it in a better way to get through to Asuelo. No, dude, like she didn't even say anything rude to your brother. Leaves, and he'd rather leave than talk things out and work things out. And when your wife is crying, I feel like you should know what the problem is and like what he can do to fix it. It's almost like they offered criticism in a very polite way to this guy, and he just gets up and leaves. Like that doesn't help the situation at all. You're gonna come back and the same problems are going to exist, except for it's going to be worse because you abandoned her when she was crying and trying to open up with you and have open dialogue.
Again, that's putting that on my sister instead of him taking responsibility, because obviously there's an issue with how he's acting. He just watched his wife cry about not knowing what to do and being upset. And instead of consoling her and talking about it, maybe helping the situation, making her feel better while she's crying, he storms out. He should be here helping her.
Now, one thing I will say, I do think it'd be really helpful for their relationship if they emulated the relationship with Andre and Elizabeth. And what I mean by that is I think Kalani should work because I think it would be easier for her to transition into the workforce than Asuelo. I feel like it's been 2 years and he's had no progression. He used to work at an ice cream shop. Now he's working as a dancer. And I feel like, okay, that's great. Like, I'm happy he's working, he has a job he likes, but it's not really making a lot of income for their family. So I feel like Kalani maybe should get a job. I think she'd be more successful in the workforce, and I think he might be more successful watching the kids if he actually watched the kids. A lot of you Red Sox have reached out to me and said that childcare is really expensive in the United States, so I feel like this formula where she works and he's at home with the kids would be better, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. In summary, Asuelo and Kalani should get a divorce because I think he's dead weight and he's going to be happier in Samoa, and right now he just dreads every day of his life. This is not a happy guy, and I think the only therapy he can get is when he goes and plays volleyball with his friends during a global pandemic.
Volleyball, anyone?
Very irresponsible, but I feel like psychologically, this guy needs it because he wants to get on a plane and go back home to Samoa. So that's what I think about the situation. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm going to be making more update videos on this couple. Comment below, subscribe. Let's be friends. Follow me on Twitch and on Instagram right now.